mobile phones, exchange messages or companies that make games. That is acceptable, but to actually treat people as bad people, there's also the electronic system where they can transfer money online. So we are not disregarding it, but there's been a lot of bribery. And today's voting on the floor of Parliament is only confirmed that Parliament has got no integrity. It's nothing more than a den of thieves. And we have called on the police as the states, my press states. We've called on the police to arrest the Prime Minister for getting grabbed members of Parliament under Section 62. And we also called on the police to investigate and arrest all the members of Parliament who were camped on Loluwanda on the day, because the evidence is all there. There's a lot of money was printed out from the Department of Finance to various provincial governments. The governor of Venga was given 60 million kina, as you know, and that was contested in a court of law. And the governor of Venga decided with Marape and the August voting because of the 60 million kina factor. Whether he had to ask for the 60 million or not is something that only the court will establish. And whether the Prime Minister intended to bribe or not is something that only the court can establish. But the very fact that the transaction did take place, meaning that they had allocated a warrant of 60 million here, which was unbudgeted, and it was fortunately or unfortunately, the governor of government contested that in a court of law, and the judge had ruled that this was misappropriation and declared that be null and void, and the warrant was not released in the court of government. But there was a shining example of that. Other than that, we have seen when he acted like a schoolboy, come out of student road of a dummy check for 50 million each grant, and from what we are told, it was increased to 100 million. And earlier in March, he was out in the media saying that he challenged the Prime Minister for the Pango Party leadership. And he was bribed by Marape giving his identity grants that were not even budgeted, but meant. And this is a classical example of Marape resorting to bribe using public money. We're not talking about private money. Also, Governor Paul Spako had accepted 20 million dinner, but there was rumors that Paul Spako would be alternate individual Prime Minister. In 2023, the Prime Minister directed the Economic Commission, Richard Begin and Kevin Gregory, to blackmail Paul Spako by writing to him to account for the 45 million he paid into UNPNG, or UN, a company owned by Fazila Pachawi, which is not part of the Commission's mission to objective to clean and green the city. Yoga is not in the Commission business, which should be not responsible. But they had used that to blackmail Poles to stick with the Marape, and later, when they found the time was running out on them, they allocated 50 million from the planning department to Paul Spako and his party members. And that money apparently was given to a private company called Asia Pacific PNG Limited, owned by a man called Sangharan Subramaniam. He had proposed to build a hospital down at Idubara Tech, and I think I went down there, I went to his office, I told him to explain how we got title to the customary land on the complaint of the land ownership Idubara, and I think the court have stopped it. And even last week I went down there and stopped him on the other side, because I said this is customary land, you're not supposed to. And the company that was doing that was a company called Phoenix, and the company is associated with the big contracts to the NCBC. So there's been a massive bribe. Now, what makes it interesting is that on top of the 30 million allocated to PNG Asia Pacific Limited, the Powers also bargained for the allocation of title to PNG Asia Pacific PNG Limited for a portion, I forgot the portion of, I lost my phone, but there's a huge portion of land that they're given to that company in Zero in the hospital. And we've seen what has happened to Goran Farm. And this was approved in cabinet by Marape. It was previously approved by O'Neill, but in the August session, we would have voted no confidence. Paul said his way, he solicited bribe by getting 30 million and against portion of them in favor of the foreigner, Asia Pacific Limited. And he even stood at the Lands Division, Lands Board to secure the transfer of title to Asia Pacific Limited. So there's instances of bribery are so many. If you go to the Department of Finance, they are just writing checks of 10 million, 20 million to all the members of parliament. So our complaint is based on law, section 61 and 62. We filed it at the Commissioner's office. We have got a case number there, and we expect the Assistant Commissioner of Crimes to attend to our complaint and to act on our complaint and to bring in the Prime Minister and question him, including all those members that have accepted bribes from the Prime Minister. All this was when the checks were paid from Gaming Board, whether the checks were paid from National Planning, or the Finance Department, or the Department of Works. We have seen. We have also seen the scheme, and how that scheme works. Out of the so-called PNG Connect program, most of the money was spent in provinces, only 2 provinces, Hela and Southern Islands. And the lion's share of the money was spent in those 2 provinces. The lion's share of the PNG Connect program went to a company called Ibwens Construction. Ibwens Construction is owned by a guy called Moses Malipe. But Moses Malipe is said to be a cousin of the Prime Minister. And Moses Malipe and James Marape are shareholders, directors of another company called Kupa Limited. So we can put one and one together. Ibwens Construction has collected 750 million paid out to the company between February 2023 and April 2024. I've got all the records there. I've got all the records of the bill was presented in Parliament by a Bishop Lower, and we've got that. Now, I have a very strong feeling that the Prime Minister has investigated. They should do forensics on the Ibwens account to see where all the money to have went. It would have ended up with the Prime Minister paying bribes to members of Parliament. And I have no fear in saying it. I am very confident of what I'm saying. I know the Ombudsman Commission is capable of doing that because they're scared of being fired by the Prime Minister and the government. The ICAC are not going to do that. You've seen that in 5 years they just can't even get off the ground. They have not prosecuted one single case. They have not started any case. And likewise, the police commissioner. As you can see, I have 2 summonses here registered against David Manning. One for failing to process the Prime Minister according to law in the case of the brother scandal, which is sent Barabe to a brother commission for 20 years. And Barabe has been spared as a state witness, which we don't accept. Was he coerced and placed under one to influence on the secretary to make payment, and it's before the courts. And I don't want to see this make actually judicial comments, but the court of process. But we have taken action against Manning. They've also taken another summons here against Manning for his rape of Flora Maso. We have done that as a civil society organization because if you will recall, Manning had created an unlawful sensitive investigation board, which is unlawful to begin with. It can be enforced because Section 14 of the Police Force clarifies or defines its powers. It doesn't give me any additional powers to create a report. He had deliberately done it to suppress the investigation by police on the complaint of Maso, who would file I've got a copy of a statement here. It's in front of the February. Maso had filed a statement addressed to Assistant Commissioner Dono Yamasombi in February 7th of January 2024, and And in stating that Manning would because this was addressed to Donald Yamasombi's Deputy Commissioner of Police, Manning had reacted by creating a special, an unlawful special investigation board to suppress any police action that is not approved by himself. That is unlawful, and we call on Manning to resign with Judge Marape. Unfortunately, Judge Marape has not resigned yesterday, and you have seen on the floor of Parliament that 98 members of Parliament are willing to lie with him, and you can understand why they are willing to lie with him. They've been totally bribed by Prime Minister Marape, and we will take this matter up in court. We are now calling on the police to formally arrest and charge Marape. Now, if we didn't pay that, I've also said in my press statement that I think the People's Army, the military, should take responsibility. Historically, no one because it was totally compromised. And that sticks there. I would not go further in calling for people power. People will naturally react to the situation. There's a lot of discontentment. The country is not going institute. There's a lot of other issues. The economy is bad. You have a very stubborn prime minister who's defending himself because of all the fraud that they have committed. I have also reported to the international media. I call on Interpol. I call on Interpol to arrest and judge Marape for fraud and embezzlement of public finances. And not only that, I have also that we have got always we got a connection, always number 8 of 2023, which was presented in court 3 times last year, and I wrote to the Chief Justice to allocate a judge so that they can stand before the court and show cause as to why he has not been able to account for all public monies in his term as Minister of Finance and Prime Minister, which is put 12 years. And then you're talking about anything between 300 to 400 million, public funds that has not been accounted for. So, all in all, I'm appealing to the police to arrest the Prime Minister as soon as practicable because he's the one that bring for defrauding the state.